We're just going to put silicone, okay, on the tappet cover to help it seal. Remember, the bearing caps for the cam are incorporated in the tappet cover, okay? So we're going to make sure that we've got a little bit of oil on the journals there, okay? We're going to put silicone sealer to seal off our tappet cover, okay? It also takes a front cam seal. So we'll just put a, look, these, you don't even need to put sealer on here, but look, it's not a new engine. So I'm just helping, giving it a hand there. It should seal off without a gasket sealer. But I'm just giving it a helping hand. As I say, it's not a new head that we're using. It's not a new engine. We're rebuilding the engine. Okay. So now we'll put our, because you will see here will also be dowels. Okay. That you can use, guide pins that you can use to put your cam on. Now you see why I've turned the pistons down. Okay. So that when I tighten these up now, the valves will start pushing down and they won't touch the pistons. So here we go. Size 10 head. They're 8 mil thick, but they got size 10 mil heads. With this, we will also use from the center outward method, okay, so that we can get the cam to basically go down evenly, so that we don't get any warpage, okay, over there. So we're putting our bolts right round. There's quite a few of them. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. It's quite a few. There's one that goes on the inside as well. When you have the cap off, there's one that goes off on the inside. So let's count them. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those are basically to tighten down the cam caps, and then the edges is 10, it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, there's 16. Okay, so now what we can do, we'll take a speed wrench with a size 10 socket, we'll start in the middle. Okay, we'll start going down like that. The two center ones, I won't tighten it down. I'll try and turn them evenly. Okay, then I'll go opposite. Get them to go down a little bit. As you can see, it's not going down flush yet, but I'm just doing it as evenly as possible, as smoothly as possible, so that we don't get any bendage or warpage, as I said. I can't actually see that one. Feel it there. This is down against. And down against, yeah, and I'm going to get the torque settings for this now. And then we'll just torque them down as well, make sure that they're nice and tight. But let me just tighten them all down evenly and I'll get back to you. So I'm torquing them all 20 Newton meters, okay? So we'll go from the inside outwards. I gotta say 20 doesn't feel tight, especially when you're using a torque wrench that is got a long handle like this one. Okay, but we're going 20. I'm going to feel it with a spanner, and if I feel that it needs to go tighter, I'm going to make it tighter, because this doesn't feel tight enough for me. Okay, so I'm going to take my normal I'm basically taking my, yeah, that don't feel tight enough for me, you know. So I'm turning it till I feel it's tight enough. All right, okay, we did that one, so we do the cam caps first. We'll do all the cam caps first so we can get them nicely evenly tightened. Okay. You know that that's tight enough. I think that that would probably be somewhere in the region of, I'm gonna use a, let's use a torque wrench and let's just get it turned up a little bit and then see what I've got them tightened at. Okay, that's too much. Turn it up a bit, turn it down. Okay, I'm going to work on that, and that is putting me smack dab on 35. Let's call it 35 Newton meters. Okay. So I'll basically use a flat punch there and just get that seal knocked in. We'll knock it a little bit at a time. Got to put in a new water pump there. So here we go, brand new water pump, Atex. Okay, the water pump does come with its own seal, which we will put into place. So the engine surface is not new, so I will not take a chance. I am going to put just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit of silicone sealer. I'm going to put a little bit of silicone sealer around just to help. Okay, so you see it's off center, so you got to make sure that you put your water pump in properly. Okay, off center so the holes line up. Okay, when the holes line up, you know you're good. So now we'll take our covers. Okay, you can see that all lines up there. So we got 3 initial little scoop bolts here. Okay, size 10-8 bolts that'll hold the cover into position there, and then we will have our 2 bolts that will hold size 6 Allen key that will hold the water pump in place. Okay, so that'll put our cover in place there so that we can actually put our gear on, you know, once that's all done. So let's tighten them up. Key there. there's something that I always check when I put a oil pump, a water pump on. Something that I always check. I always check that the impeller turns nice and smoothly once we put the pump on. Because I have had incidences, you know, where we actually had trouble with the pump not turning, and then what happens is you'll snap the cam belt off if that happens. Okay, so now we will tighten up our 3 bolts here, make sure that they are as tight as they should be. One, 2, 3, tight. You see this pointer? That pointer is how we time our cam. Alright, so we'll first put our camshaft on. We've got a little guide hole there, and there's a little thing sticking out. We have a size 15 bolt there. So now we can turn our engine. See, now you can see the cam turning. Now we've got to find our mark. You see up here? We have a dot there, okay? So we'll bring that dot down to our pointer. And that will be your cam is timed now. Okay? The cam is timed now. Okay? So now I can bring the crankshaft up to top dead center. The white dot on the cam, okay, facing the pointer. Alright? And then we'll go down to the crank. You will see the crankshaft has that special tooth, okay, with a mark on it. Okay, that'll face our top dead center mark there. So our engine is basically timed now.